Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is when he wasn't able to save someone at work. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The familiar click of the lock, then the soft thud of a closing door. You looked up from the couch, a book resting forgotten on your chest, as Katsky walked into the living room. His shoulders were slumped, a stark contrast to his usual aggressive posture. His spiky blonde hair seemed a little less defiant, his crimson eyes shadowed with something that you rarely saw. Defeat. Katsky, you asked, sitting up, the book sliding into the cushion. Your voice was soft, a gentle inquiry that usually wouldn't get a rise of him, but tonight it barely registered. He just grunted, tossing his hero costume jacket onto a nearby chair, with more force than necessary, but still less than his typical explosive drop. He walked over to the window, staring out at the city lights twinkling below, like scattered diamonds. The silence stretched, thick and heavy, punctuated only by the distant hum of traffic. You knew better than to push him when he was like this. Sometimes he just needed to stew it in, but the raw disappointment radiating off of him was palpable. Finally, you couldn't stand that. You got up and walked over to him, wrapping your arms around his waist from behind, resting your chin on his shoulder. His muscles were tense, under your touch, rigid and unyielding. "What happened?" you whispered, your voice barely a breath against his ear. He let out a frustrated sigh, a sound that seemed to pull from the very depth of his chest. "I couldn't save them." He gritted out, his voice rough, laced with self-reproach. "They were right there, Ryan. Right there, and I—" He trailed off, his fist clenching by his side. You tightened your embrace. "Oh, Katsky, what happened on the mission?" He finally turned into your arms, his eyes meeting yours. They were clouded with the pain that twisted your stomach. "A kid," he mumbled, looking away again, unable to hold your gaze. "Stupid villain. I got the others out, but this one, he was trapped under some rubble. I thought I had him. I was so damn close." His voice cracked on the last word, a rare vulnerability that broke your heart. He pulled him closer, pressing your face into his chest, feeling the frantic beat of his heart against your cheek. "It wasn't your fault," you murmured, your voice muffled. "You did everything you could, didn't you?" He scoffed, a bitter sound. "Everything I could wasn't enough, was it? A hero's supposed to save everyone. That's the damn job." "No," you said, pulling back slightly so you could look up at him, cupping his jaw in your hands. His skin was warm beneath your palms, despite the cold weight of his self-blame. "A hero does their best, and sometimes, despite all their power and all their efforts, things happen that are beyond their control. You can't save everyone, Katsky. No one can." He pulled away from your hands, pacing a few steps. "But I should have. That's what All Might would have done. That's what Deku would have done." The jealousy and frustration were clear in his voice, even now. You walked to him again, reaching out and taking his calloused hand in yours. His fingers were stiff, but he didn't pull away. "You're not All Might, and you're not Midoriya," he said firmly, meeting his gaze directly. "You're Bakugou Katsky, and you're an incredible hero. You've saved countless people, more than you can ever count." He looked down at your intertwined hands, his expression still grim. "Doesn't feel like it right now." "I know it doesn't," you admit it, squeezing his hand gently. "And it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be disappointed, even angry. But don't let it consume you, Katsky. Don't let it make you forget all the good that you have done." You led him by the hand to the couch, pulling him down beside you. He still looked like he wanted to explode, but he settled, albeit reluctantly. You leaned your head on his shoulder, and after a moment he shifted, allowing you to get comfortable. Tell me about the rest of the mission. You prompted softly. The people that you did save. Tell me about them. He was silent for a long moment, and you thought he wouldn't answer. And then he let out another sigh, but this one was less frustrated, more wary. There was this old lady, feisty as hell. Yelled at me for scuffing her prize-winning dress while I was evacuating her. A faint, almost ghost of a smile touched his lips. And a couple of kids who thought my explosions were super cool, rubbing small, soothing circles on his arm. See? You made a difference, Katsky. You always do. It's just... you get so close. He mumbled, his voice softer now, almost a whisper. You pour everything into it, and then it's not enough. It's never easy, you agreed. And that's why what you do is so important. Because even when it hurts, you keep on going. You don't give up. You shifted, looking up at him. You carry the weight of that loss. And it sucks. It really does. But you also carry the weight of all the lives that you've touched. All the people that you've protected. And keep on going. He finally turned his head, his gaze meeting yours. And this time, the raw pain was still there, but a flicker of something else. Exhaustion, maybe. It just feels like a punch to the gut every damn time. I know, my love, you said, reaching up to cup his cheek once again. His skin was still warm, but less tense this time. You leaned in and pressed a soft kiss to his temple. It does, and you're allowed to feel that. But please don't forget that you're an amazing hero, and you're an even better person, and I'm so incredibly proud of you. He closed his eyes, leaning into your touch for a brief moment. When he opened them again, he mumbled, "Stupid soft talk." You chuckled softly. Someone's got to give you some, otherwise you just explode all the time. He managed a weak smirk. Probably. I just feel like I failed. You didn't fail, Katsky. You insisted, looking him directly in the eyes. You tried your absolute best, and sometimes that's all anyone can do. The world isn't always fair, and sometimes bad things happen, despite all the good efforts. But that doesn't diminish your efforts, or your heroism, or your intentions. You leaned your head back on his shoulder, and this time his arm came up, wrapping loosely around your waist. Do you want to talk more about it? You offered. Or do you just want to sit here? He was quiet for a moment, and you could feel his breath warm against your hair. Just sit here, please. You smiled, closing your eyes and snuggling closer. Always, you whispered, pressing a kiss to his shoulder. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye!